What the heck is a home survey? Well, it is something that's needed in order to buy or sell a home. If you have no idea what a survey is or what one looks like, then in today's video, I'm going to explain what it is, and I'm also going to give you some real life examples of what a survey looks like and what all those things mean on it. So stick around. Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you've never been here before, then thanks for joining. My name is Danae Hewitt and I am your go-to DFW realtor. I want to talk to you about all the things real estate, and today is no different. Here in Texas, it is actually in our contract that a survey is provided upon the sale of a home. Whether you're paying cash or if you're getting a loan from a mortgage lender, a survey must be provided when that home is being sold. What a survey does, it confirms the boundaries and the legal descriptions of that property. And in case you didn't know, the legal description of your home is not your home address. The legal description is the number lot that the home sits on, the block that it sits on, which is usually a number or a letter, and also the subdivision that your home is in. All of that makes up the legal description. The survey is a bird's eye view of what makes up that property, and the surveyor is going to mark everything on that property and measure everything as well. On the survey, you'll have the home itself, you'll have any walkways leading up to the home, driveways, any covered parking, if there is a storage shed on the property, if there's a pool on the property and how big that is. It'll also mark where any fences are put on the property. Lots of other things can be put on there, but of course, just whatever is on that property and in those boundaries, that is what's going to be on the survey. The survey is also going to contain any easements on the property as well. What is an easement? There are so many different types of easements. Again, for another video. The most common easement that you're going to see is a utility easement. These are areas of a property that were defined by the utility company before the homes were even being built. They were all laid out on the plat and figured out with the developers of where the easements were going to go. The easements can be overhead electric, underground electric, water, sewer, and cable lines, telephone lines, and a few more. Because this easement is on your property, you will have to allow the utility companies and give them access to that easement if they need to work on it, because they're probably working on it for the good of the common area. This doesn't mean that the utility company can just come on your property without any announcement and just do whatever they want, but you do have to give them access in order to do their job if there is an area that they need to support. With an easement on your house, it might limit you in some of the things that you may want to do with the house. Let's say there is an underground electrical easement in the backyard. Well, that may prevent you from putting an in-ground pool in that backyard. If there is an overhead electrical easement, then you may not be able to plant a tree that would grow tall enough and grow into those electrical lines. If there is an easement at the back of the property or on the perimeter of the property, you really need to be careful where you put your fence. And also, if you do want to add a storage shed, you want to make sure that it's not over and in that utility easement. Who has the easement and who pays for a new one if no one has one? Well, all of that can really depend. When a seller goes to sell their home, they might have the survey on the property. If the survey is too old and the title company can't find a seal on it, or if they can't read the identification number, then the title company might say that a new survey would need to get ordered. If the seller has an existing survey and the title company deems it so that another one doesn't need to get done, then perfect, nobody needs to pay for a new one. But if the seller doesn't have the survey, or if a new one does need to get ordered, that's what's negotiated when the buyers put the offer in on the home. So either the seller can pay for a new one or the buyer can pay for a new one. The cost of the survey can absolutely depend as well. I've seen them be as little as $500 and I've seen them be up to $1,300. Now the one for $1,300 was a home with a pool on 2 acres. The one that I've seen for about $500 was just a single family residence on a very small lot with no pool. So it just depends on how big the property is and all of the things that are on that property as well. Let's take a look at some real life surveys so you can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. For clients' privacy, I have zoomed in enough so that the address doesn't show, or I've had to actually block it out on one of the surveys too, so that you guys don't actually know which address this applies to.
Real life survey. So again, it's a bird's eye view of everything that is on this property. Some of them are color coded and some are not, but this one is. So we'll see that this is the home itself. I do have the street name blocked off. In the front, you'll see the red line that is a 30-foot building line. You'll see the concrete driveway there, the walkway leading up to the front door. The green line around the property is the property line. That is the boundary. Going into the backyard, covered patio, walkway. This is a covered parking spot here with an additional concrete paved driveway. If you look back here, there is a shed. It's not on concrete, but it does say that the shed is on the property line. So thank goodness that it's not over that line. Otherwise, who knows, that may have to be removed for some reason. But something I do want to point out to you. Looking here, if you see these lines with the X's, this is where the fence is, all the way up this way. So you'll see the difference between the boundary line and the fence line up here is 2.9 feet. Down here, that difference is 1.4 feet. So technically, this shared fence is not on the property line. It is on Lot 8's property. Back here, the fence is just fine until you get a little bit here. And if you go down to the right, that fence is over the property line. So technically, this shared fence is on Lot 7's property line. When you are planning to put a fence in, you really do want to refer back to your survey just to make sure that this does not happen to you, because you never know, one of your neighbors may want to dispute what that fence is. Beautifully colored survey. So you'll see a lot of the boundary lines, the easements, but let's look at it up close. You've got the concrete driveway, the paved walkway. This is the home itself. Over here is a 2-car garage with another 2-car garage. This is a covered patio. And this is just open grass, nothing is there. You'll see the red line outlining the entire property. The green lines, the green dotted lines are the utility easements because that's how they're labeled. Back here, you see a frame shed not on the utility easement, so no problems there. But I do want to bring something to your attention. If you notice this green line and this green line, so that width is 60 foot. It's a 60-foot wide electric easement, which is underneath the property. And then you also have an overhead transmission line easement as well. So if anyone is in this home, they would not be able to put an in-ground pool within this 60 feet easement. You may want to put it back here, but I don't know if that's going to be way too far from your back patio.
Survey is just one thing that you have to negotiate when you are putting in an offer in on a contract. If you have any questions about buying a home for the first time or what those costs may entail, then this may be the video for you. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time.